2025 is upon us, and we're only about 8 weeks away from high school ball tryouts in most places. And you might be wondering, what's it going to take for my athlete to make the team this year? C-team, JV, varsity, or maybe even to be an all-leaguer. For your athlete to make the team this year, it's definitely going to depend on what area they're in, how big is baseball in that area, what size of school are they at, and a lot of other factors. But let me share with you my data on what it will probably take at most schools out there to make their varsity club. I've coached at 3 different schools in Washington State. All 3 have between 1,200 to 3,000 students enrolled. 35 to 100 athletes tried out each year, and all 3 schools made state playoffs most of the 13 years I coached. Our tryout process involved as much objective data as possible in several different vital categories. The numbers I'm going to share with you are averages of the different athletes who made C-team, JV, varsity, and then our all-leaguers during my years. So here you go. These are averages, and you can think of this as a sliding scale. So you might be a bit lower in one area if you're stronger in another area, but you might have a difficult time if you can't meet any of these criteria. The first column there is your athlete's hitting distance, and that's not taking the athlete's max, but it's taking the top 10% of their average swing off a front toss during tryouts. If you're wondering what that would equate to off of live throwing, you could probably add about 15 feet. The next column is exit velocity. Again, that's a hitting category. We're taking not their max, but the top 10% of their average swing off of front toss. The next category is pull downs. That's the throwing metric. We're measuring how fast can the athlete throw during a running gun, or basically a full-on, you throw the ball as hard as you can type of measurement there. That's going to help them defensively and possibly on the mound as well. The fourth category is their 60 time. That's the sprint category. We use laser time as well as on form, which has a stopwatch feature that enables you to clock your athlete exactly when they start and when they cross the line. The fifth category is the pop time. That's for catchers. What I found over the years is that your athlete doesn't need to hit all these metrics, but they're probably going to need to hit some of them. And what does that mean for me as a parent then, trying to help out my kid? First, you don't want to have any glaring weakness. So if one of those categories is a real glaring weakness, try to address it as quickly as you can in these next 8 weeks to try and get it at least to where it's not going to be something that leaves a real negative in the coach's minds. Secondly, if your athlete has a real strength, try to lean in on that, really hone that strength and prepare it. Maybe it's hitting, maybe it's hitting the ball really hard, then try and get them to where they're really prepared offensively for a good showing. Maybe they struggle defensively, then get them some help to at least get up to a point where it's not going to be a real glaring weakness. If your athlete struggles to meet any of these metrics, there's a good chance that they're going to struggle to make the team this year. Of course, that depends on the school that they're at, but it's good for you and your athlete to be prepared and to know what the expectations are. I know it's not what you want to hear, but it's not the worst thing in the world if they do get cut. It obviously stinks at the time, but like our guy Jocko says, good. Gives them the opportunity to dust off, reload, recalibrate, and re-engage, and come back better than ever.